Hello, and welcome to week 14. This week, our agenda will be chapter 18 and our guest speaker assignment. So, just first things first, all grading has been up to date. That includes the two class activities you guys did last week. Blog number 2 has been graded. The mimic simulation has been graded, not the content calendar, not the reflection paper yet, but the actual mimic simulation part is up there. The part that's worth 200 points, that grading is up. And the quizzes grade is up, and that includes your freebie of 10 points for those quizzes. So everyone got an extra 10 points on that for a total of 180 points max. So grading's up to date. If you have any questions on anything, please email me and let me know. We'll be going over chapter 18 and just a summary of all the assignments due. So let's jump in here to chapter 18. This is the last chapter, and then we have a few more things, and then we're done with the semester, guys. So, introduction to social media ROI, also known as return on investment. So, how do you measure the number of impressions or reach for a billboard or other traditional marketing such as direct mail? We've kind of talked about that a little bit in this class, but not too much. So, if you think about it, you see a billboard on a freeway. How do you measure how many people have seen that? It's kind of a hard number to come up with, right? Because you don't know how many people actually looked at it. There's no real metric. Direct mail, there's no real metric on who received the mail and who actually looked at it, who used it. Perhaps if you have a coupon code, then you can tell who used that code by that mailing campaign. But again, it's pretty hard to determine a metric. However, with social media, you find out instantly how your consumers feel about your social media post, right? You can do this by interacting, getting immediate feedback through likes, comments, and shares. And it's easy to analyze and report. So with platforms like Hootsuite, you can create reports and look at metrics every day, every hour, every minute. Especially with ads, you can constantly look at every different platform. You can look at the metrics right away. So, social media ROI is a measurement of the value from social media marketing. And if you want to look at the calculation, it's the revenue the revenue formula. It's profit over total investment times 100. So here's the actual calculation here for those that are interested in that. A common misconception about social media is that being active and posting regularly will create hundreds of conversions. So if you talk to people who don't know too much about social media, that's automatically what they think, right? But it takes work. As we've learned throughout the semester here, it takes a lot of work to actually convert that social media lead to a sale. So oftentimes the true values of social media, like brand awareness, cannot be measured in dollars and cents. So why is social media ROI important? It justifies the time and money spent on social media marketing. Where are your budget dollars being spent, right? Change perception of social media across the organization. Secures additional budget, so it can prove to stakeholders that strategies are important and working because you can show real analytics. Expand future social media marketing initiatives. And it's important because we can understand what is working and what is not. So if we're running an ad in Facebook, we can see immediately, after a few days, hey, this is working, this is not working. If it's not working, let's stop the ad and save those budget dollars for something that is working. So some terms that you might come across, and these were all in your book also: social media share of voice, top of mind awareness, earned media, and net promoter score. So what's included in measuring your total investment? Employee hours and salaries, right? Because you're a social media person, you're spending money on that person to do your social media. Content creation, if you're hiring a video person, a content writer, a photographer. Social media ads, for example, if you're paying for a monthly subscription for Canva or Hootsuite, that adds up. And your ad spend. So a lot of different factors included in your total investment. So some tools and resources for you is Google Analytics, Hootsuite, and I encourage you all to watch this video here. You can watch it on your own time. You can click on the link. BuzzSumo, Sprinkler, and Sprout Social. So there's a ton of resources and tools to measure ROI, but these are kind of the big ones here. Here's a screenshot of how you can measure some metrics in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I got this from Hootsuite under the metrics and reporting tab to show you guys kind of an example. They make a really nice report for you in the paid version. You guys kind of saw all that in the Hootsuite certification course. You can see all your posts. So this was a particular client with a bunch of Instagram posts. You can see the content, the image used, the amount of likes, the amount of comments. Was it working? Was it not working? Which ones were working? You can see the actual date and time stamps. So maybe certain times of the day were working better than others. All that information you can gather and analyze. So for your first class activity here, I have an ROI tools class activity. So I want you to choose 4 tools below, or if you happen to Google a new tool that's not on this list, because there's constantly new ones being added, right? And I want you to research these tools on how to measure ROI. So choosing 4 tools or finding a new one to research for measuring ROI. And I want you to create an Excel sheet to compare the 4 chosen tools. So you can make columns in this Excel sheet. You can use Google Sheets instead if you'd like. Either one's fine. So in these columns where you're comparing the tools, name the tool or app, cost if there's a cost, what platforms do they work on? Maybe certain tools only work on Twitter as an example. Which metrics can be measured on each platform? Do you recommend this tool? Why or why not? Give 2 reasons for each one. So you're researching these tools for us. And this is a really good activity because when you're in your workspace and you're in your career job and you're in the marketing department, whether you're into social media or not, you're going to be asked to do this a lot, to research different tools and software and application. And based on what your research is, your supervisor will purchase that for your department. So you want to get really good at this, and you want to be able to convince your supervisor to buy all these tools for you to use in your department. So this is a really good exercise to do. I used to have to do this all the time when I was a marketing director. So after you're done with your Excel sheet or your Google Sheets, you can export to a PDF and turn it in by Saturday, April 25th at midnight. So that's the ROI Tools class activity. Next class activity regarding ROI is the Boohi, however you want to say it, class activity. So based on your experience and the analytics from your Boohi supply company, what are your final recommendations for this organization? So you guys have done the whole simulation. You've probably already started your reflection paper. Maybe some of you guys are already done with your reflection paper. What's your final recommendations for the organization? So answer these questions here. What platforms should they focus on? How often should they post on each platform? What time of day? What should the content look like? And which strategies should they focus on? So answer these few questions here. And your write-up for those questions should be 1 to 2 pages, double spaced. So really short write-up. And submit that PDF to this Saturday as well, April 25th by midnight. For those who have not written their reflection paper, this is a really good start to get started on your reflection paper as well. So your mimic simulate, I know this is a really short lecture, just the real basics of ROI. We're getting down to the crunch here to the end of the semester. So giving you guys more time to work on these final assignments here. So mimic simulation assignment, again, the document name. This is a 3-part assignment for a total of 340 points. The part that was the 200 points, the main part, that's already been graded. So you'll be uploading the 2 parts by Saturday, April 25th. A lot of you have already uploaded this. Part 1, your content calendar to be converted from an Excel file to PDF. It does not need to look pretty. You just need to upload it so I can view it and to make sure that you did it correctly. So don't worry if it's all over the place because you converted it from an Excel file. And part 2 is that reflection paper. Okay. Now, our guest speaker assignment is the other part that's going to be due coming up here. So I have a document in Cougar Courses, the speaker reflection document with all the assignment details. There are 3 recorded Zoom meetings with guest speakers. So in this document are the links to the 3 recorded Zoom meetings, which are on YouTube, and they're about 45 minutes each one. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time to view each one and watch it. So after you watch all the 3 videos, then you're going to do the reflection assignment. Okay, with there's a bunch of questions in there and all the details on how long it has to be. So this is due Saturday, May 2nd. So not this weekend, but next weekend. But if you want to work ahead, go ahead and work ahead and get it over and done with. Again, your extra credit is blog 3. This is worth 20 points. So some of you guys could really use extra 20 points right here. Be sure to upload a Word doc or a PDF to turn it in along with the link to your posted blog. And this is due Tuesday, May 5th. Okay. So here's a final list of everything due coming up. You have your Chapter 18 quiz, which is on the 25th, Saturday. I believe everyone has already done this. If you have not, don't worry. I'll take a look and I will add that grade to your grade book. So do not panic. But the reason why I did that grade was so you guys can see all the quiz grades, and the majority of you have already done Chapter 18. So I think there's only a few more people who need to do it. Also, the ROI tools class activity, the Buhai class activity, and the Mimic simulation assignment. So all that's due Saturday. That's why I had a really short lecture here, okay? A lot of assignments due. And then May 2nd is your guest speaker assignment, and May 5th is your extra credit blog. So again, we're down to the crunch. Next week, we will probably be combining. Let's get the syllabus up here so we can look at it together. So we're in week 14. Next week, week 15, I'll be combining all 3 of these into one lecture. So again, if you guys want to work ahead, you can. So you can kind of just get that over and done with. There is no final test or final project. The main assignments left are the simulation assignment and speaker assignment. I will have a couple class activities to go along with these last 3 sections here, but it'll all be participation points. All right. So make sure you guys get in your final assignments. Make sure you do that extra credit for those 20 points for those of you who need it, who are not getting an A in the class. And again, email me if you have any questions. All right. Have a great week, guys.